Hey everybody, it's Kalymnios here from thethougugym.com and welcome to this week's video. This week I wanted to talk to you and give you a little bit of advice on how to deal with what life throws at you, how to cope with hopefully anything that you might encounter in your life, good and bad. And the reason for this is because some of you may know that I posted a Facebook status update the other day saying that life doesn't throw at you anything it thinks you can't handle. The reason I posted that was because over the last 2 weeks I've been in Miami and I've been on a 200-hour yoga teacher training course. The yoga style I was learning is called Budokan yoga and it's based a lot on martial arts. And so for one day, around sort of 7 days into the 2-week program, we did a 1-day martial art training program where we were like kicking and punching and full headgear and really kicking the shit out of each other basically. And that was all great and dandy. Then in the evening we did the grappling, like the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu wrestling on the floor. And that is when, well, for me anyway, tragedy struck. I went in for a grapple somewhere. I went in to get a hold and I twisted my knee and I heard like a snap and immense pain straight away. I carried on fighting for another 5 or 10 minutes after that, but as soon as it happened I realised something seriously bad just happened. I've had a couple of serious injuries in the past and you know when it's a serious injury, you can just feel it. Anyway, long story short, it turns out that, although I haven't had the MRI done, but from the external examinations and from what's been going on, it's a torn meniscus in the knee. So that's quite an important part of the knee, which will probably, depending on the size of the tear, require surgery. Again, we need an MRI to tell you that. But enough about that. Yes, it's very painful and I had to sit out the following week that I was there and just make the best out of not being able to practice, which was quite frustrating because I spent a lot of time, effort and money to get there and then I wasn't able to fully participate. But firstly, I made the best out of what I could. That's all I could really do. I could have given up, I could have gone home, but that's not in my nature and so I wanted to continue it. But what I wanted to share with you is really one of these key principles to life. This is how you overcome any obstacle, and that is just to understand, fully understand the transient nature of life. That everything changes, everything is like the seasons. Summer follows spring, follows winter, follows autumn. Like that is how life works. Nothing stays the same. And when we try and hold on to this idea that things have to stay the same, that's when we're in deep problems. So for me, how I'm applying that to my situation right now is that yes, I have a bad knee. I'm on crutches, in fact. I can't walk, I can't bend it. It's really frustrating. I can't exercise in the way I want to. But I also know that this doesn't last forever. There's always going to be ups and downs. There's going to be seasons to your life. And when you know that and you really understand and appreciate the fact that nothing lasts, it's a lot easier to move on from things that happen to you, such as this knee injury. And I had another reason to really focus on this point, this idea of transient nature of life this week. Because when I got back from Miami, unfortunately my girlfriend of 4 years and I broke up. And obviously it's still fresh, it's still raw, and it's a difficult time for me. But knowing that things don't last, be that the pain of a breakup or the hurt that you might be feeling. So if you're going through something similar, like maybe I am right now, just know that things don't last. And I think we know this intellectually, but until we understand it in our bones, it doesn't really make much good. Even me saying this to you right now, and I'm saying it to myself, I'm teaching myself this as much as I'm teaching you this, because I need to know and realize that whatever I'm feeling now does pass. This too shall pass is a great phrase to learn and memorize. It's a phrase that I read almost daily in Ogmandino's book, The Greatest Salesman in the World, which is something I read a passage from every day. And he says, this too shall pass. So whatever it is, whether it's good times, bad times, heartache, breakups, love, whatever, life is ever changing. And this too shall pass. So like I say, I'm using it now. I've got physical and emotional challenges right now, and one of the coping strategies I'm using for both of those is that yes, this too shall pass. The physical pain and the emotional pain will not be there forever. Just as anything else, things come and they go. So I want you to think about this week, just what you're experiencing, and realize that it won't last forever, whatever it is. Especially if you're in a tough time right now, Think about other times that you've had, tough times. Maybe you had a previous breakup, maybe you had something else going on, an injury, a broken shoulder, whatever it might have been, and you're not in that position right now because that has passed. So whatever you're feeling now, whatever's upsetting you, whatever is stressing you out, whatever is creating a conflict of some sort in your life, realize that that too will pass. Life is changing, it's ever changing. And when you grasp that and you really understand that, then it will help you move on and be able to cope with whatever that situation is. Okay, that's it for this week. I really think that this is going to be something that's going to be immensely useful to you, just to keep a focus, whether you have to write it down and put it on your fridge or whatever it might be, to keep that attention that this too shall pass and that life is ever changing, and know that wherever you are now is not where you will be in the future. Keep that firmly in your mind, because sometimes it's easy to forget, myself included, which is why I decided to do this particular video this week. That's all for this week. Please remember to subscribe and share and like and everything else that helps spread these messages far and wide. I really appreciate everyone who takes the time to like and subscribe and comment as well, and I love hearing from you guys. So that's all for this week, and I will see you very soon on the next video. Take care, bye bye.